Welcome to Sex, Lies, and Blank Pages with the wonderful Dana Claire. Welcome.
Yay. We are so happy to have you on, Dana. Thank you for coming. And we all know you in a multitude of ways. But for our audience who is listening, could you introduce yourselves? And we have readers and authors.
Oh,
So
cool.
dive in.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am an author. I started my writing career in COVID when many authors did. So I'm a young adult, new adult author. I write romance, more along the sweet side, but I just started to get into some spicy thanks to my ladies who are on here inspiring me. But I've also been in marketing and business for 25 years and importing, and I saw a hole in the industry. So about 2 years into my career of writing, I realized that an importer, someone helping authors get special edition books into the States and to fans, readers' hands was really something that wasn't out there. So I started The Influence, and that's grown exponentially in the last 2 years. And we just opened Ink Games Publishing, which is a games publishing house. So yeah, I'm an author and an entrepreneur.
Which I am
Oh my God.
so excited for.
Right? That was like exactly what I've been thinking. Like, because we've been looking to do special editions forever, and it is very limited. Like who you can trust, who you can
Yes.
find, and especially with all this chaos going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you tapped into right what
And when
everyone
I
needs
found out
really.
it was you, I was like, Dana.
Oh, that makes my heart happy. Yeah, I was actually surprised because when I first started doing this, I was like, well, I want to customize my books. And I'm like, well, who does this? And like I Googled, there was nothing,
No.
nobody. And then I've been an importer for 24 years. So I reached out to some of my factories overseas and I was like, hey, I need like a good, strong factory that I can work with in the publishing industry. And they gave me some referrals and one of the factories actually flew out to meet me and it just kind of exploded from there. I thought I would do it as like a side hustle. We now have 14 full-time employees. Wow.
That's amazing.
And I met you through a panel with Influence, but Stacy and Colleen met you at a book signing. And it really is so cool to have like both worlds colliding and you
Yeah.
being very prominent in both worlds.
Oh, well, I was a baby. I'm still a baby author. I was a baby though when I met Colleen and Stacy.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I was 3 months into like being published and I barely had like I had like a couple books out and we were at oh my God, Authors in the Bluegrass in
Yes.
Kentucky.
Yes.
And Colleen and Stacy, when I walked into the room on that first night, were the first two people I spoke to.
Yes.
I hope it was nice.
Yeah.
World.
From memory. Was I drunk? Was I drunk? I was probably drunk.
You had wine in your hands. You and I kept talking about California, and like somebody turned to us and
Oh,
was like, "Can you talk about something else?"
at
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
pace. Yeah.
And you have a book,
I
don't you?
do.
Yeah.
Ow, I just hit myself in the face. I do. I read this book before did I even know you yet when I read this? Because we knew each other before the event.
We
We
did.
had talked before the event, and I read this before the event, and I absolutely fell in love with this book. And she was signing, and I was so busy all day, and I kept going by her table, and I wanted to get the book, and she had three left, and I was like, please put that book aside for me. I need this book. So I was
It's
so
so
happy,
pretty.
and it's so look, I signed,
Oh my God.
and
I,
it's one of my prized possessions.
it's the first day I ever signed any books. Like this is
Yep,
how
I remember that.
like I
Oh
had no
wow. You
idea
like
what
You were so tired at the end of the day, and I
no,
think you
it
sold out that day.
I
And
did.
you, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Isn't it
I
crazy, Willa, to kind of have to go back and be like, do we remember our first 3 months, like of the first signing event? I mean, again,
I
I've been
remember
around
my first signing.
so long now that I'm like, what was my first signing event? Actually, I do remember that because I was working retail. I was doing interior design and I was working at it. And they told me the man, like one of the owners didn't like me or something like that because I wasn't a sell girl. I was like, you want to come in, look good. I'm not going to hound you. So she didn't really like me. So she told me, if you go to this event, don't bother coming back. And I remember
oh,
going to the event and going, okay, I went to the
Yeah.
vet and I never went back to work again, like ever. That was like from there on, I was like an author. But so like I do remember that event. I remember being like, oh God, I hope I did the right thing.
My first
So
was Indies Invade Philly, and I absolutely loved it. It was the first time like seeing people. So like it not being online. So it was fantastic. But
That
for
was the first
our
time I met you.
yeah,
Was it Indies Invade
and that
Philly?
was 8 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Something like
Wow.
that. Yes. Yes. But for our listeners who can't see with their eyeballs, that was called Reclaimed Kingdom,
The
correct?
Oh
Reclaimed
yeah, the
Kingdom, and it
reclaimed
is
one.
fantastic.
And is
yeah.
that
Fantastic. I recommend.
it?
And I'm go ahead, what you're saying. Yeah.
I was just going to say, is that the book that you would recommend for first time readers, or is there a different book of yours that you would recommend?
Oh, that's so hard.
I know.
Like, yeah,
Choosing
I
your
know that you're supposed to have like that book that's like, this is like the drug. This is your
Yes.
I don't have it either. When people ask me that, I'm like,
I
well, okay, name one that's YA and one that's more of like your more adult too, like at least two.
okay, Sideliners is my sports romance, and that's YA. And it was my publisher wanted to pick it up for trad, and I was like, no, I love this book so much. I'm not giving it to anybody but myself. That's like the YA if you're like ready to dive in. And I just wrote the spicy version. So there's all of my books will eventually by 2027 have a sweet and spicy version so that if
Love
you
that.
want to get
That's brilliant.
yeah. Well, because I started as a sweet author. Okay, confession time. My dad reads all my books, and I was like, I can't say dick. And my dad read it. So I'll just have to be a sweet author. And then my husband came home one day and he was like, there's this movie where like this woman, her husband's a cop, and this woman writes like all the books and they Murtaugh and like the woman makes all this money because she writes sex books, and I think you should write that spice you've been talking about. So you can make more money.
He's like, babe, I want the money. I want the money.
Well, and for those of you who know what I'm talking about, it's called Lethal Weapon 4.
They
For
made it
all of your
for. Oh
all
wow.
the sweet book versions, you should totally put the audiobook on YouTube. I'm having to create closed door versions of my books for YouTube because so we're going in and censoring and like having to add in sentences here and there and all of that. And I have over 60 now. So it's going to take me
Wow.
forever to correct that issue. So if you wanted to do that before, like you could do it now and you're going to be fine. So unlike me, who's like in purgatory right now with that. But yeah,
Oh my God, did they jail you?
I lost my entire YouTube account. I had over 100,000 followers and I got the plaque. I still have it in the box. I never even opened it because a week later I was going to do a TikTok live, like opening it. And a week later I got banned without warning because of my audiobooks being
And
explicit.
see, and I still want to fight the fact that they're censoring. Like,
Yeah.
just you can. I
They
think
were
you should be
all
able to put
marked
a warning
adult.
on it, but that's it. Like,
Exactly. You can mark them all for 18 plus, and I did. All of them were marked 18 plus. They're all obvious what they are. So the fact that they're banning regardless of marking it as 18 plus content was beside like I had no idea. I've had books on YouTube all the time that were explicit that were pirated, right? So I was completely shocked and I was like, there has to be a mistake here. Like it's just a romance book. But yeah.
So interesting,
it's
you can steal it, but you can't actually air it.
I
yeah,
know exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man.
But steering back, but turning back. We met on a panel at a
Yeah.
book signing, and then another panel, and then another panel, and then we ended up working together with the Vegas special edition for Rave, which is launching this October. Is that right? And it's launched. The actual Kickstarter has, but
It
the
funded.
signing,
Yeah.
where we're going to
Yeah.
be signing them is this. I believe it's in October.
I think it's November.
Okay,
November.
November. It's sometime that's not this month, thank God, because I'm obviously not ready. And now we're doing our own that I am so excited about. A couple actually. It
Yeah,
was
we've got 3.
yeah, so Author Nation was like, "Will you do this Kickstarter?" And I said, "Yeah." And Laguna was like, "Do you want to do this as a Kickstarter?" And I said, "Yeah." And then they were both like, "By the way, we're also with Dana." And I was like, "I know Dana." I was like, "I want to do one that's just with Dana. That's not with anybody else." Like
I mean, the one that's coming up, I'm going crazy. Like, can talk about it, right?
we could totally talk about it. Yes. The tarot. So I want to do a tarot deck and Colleen knows, and so does Stacy, but Colleen knows very, very, very well. We are maxed. Like the team of people, we are maxed out. And I was like, you know who could do this, who would do it really well? And I'd wanted to work with you, but I have like my team of people, right? And I was like, this is just a little bit too much for us to take on. So I picked Dana. And what, not even a month later, we got on a call and I was just wowed by everything. So I'll let you go ahead and take it from here.
Well, I have to say that's because the content and person we're working with is so easy to work with.
Thank you.
But I mean, honestly, like it's one of my best, it's one of the best campaigns we've ever worked on. And the way that the art came together, I mean, so it's fully illustrated. It's 78 art pieces, fully illustrated.
Gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's so breathtaking. The color palette, which is all willow, the color palette is so stunning. The black and the gold, like everything, it's sleek, it's sexy. And like if you love tarot, this is just something that you want like on your deck. Even the box is gorgeous. So yeah, and the oh my God, and the vegan leather hardcovers.
Yes, seven. The whole world is also getting vegan leather with foiling and color on the cover of all 7 books in the world. And I am like, I can't wait. I'm just so excited. And every time I have a little idea, I just shoot an email off. And it comes to life like you're a magician. Like it just happens after it's fantastic. So
But
I
you
can't wait
just
for that.
explaining this is why we can't compete with Willow. Why the rest of us are like, I'm out. Like, I'm done.
Well,
I don't even bother.
email Dana like I do, and then bam, it'll just come together. But yeah, I love that my branding is like it is, even though I'm able to hand off a lot of the work, what I receive and what I'm able to edit and what I'm able to give back is so me, and it's exactly what I wanted. It's like Santa like working with you. So I'm so happy. We just did the pre-launch this
Yeah.
weekend and it just went out in the newsletter today. Obviously this will air in what, a month? This might air
October
October.
12th.
That's
Yep.
that's when the Kickstarter's live, right?
Yeah, October 12th, it'll go live Tuesday.
So guys, go on to Kickstarter because it's actually live right now. There's a first. It's all it's
Yeah.
almost like we planned this. We did not. But
We
let's
didn't
pretend we
actually.
did. Yeah. So we
No, I
planned.
mean, we didn't plan, like, we weren't even like, oh, this would be perfect for this timing. We were just like,
Yeah.
it just fell together.
Yes. I love when things just fall into place. It's beautiful.
It is very, very pretty. So I mentioned we have 14 people at the company, and like we've got this like chat on our Slack that everybody like throws pictures of their dogs up. Stacy, you'd love it. Like just like we have a fun thing. And like someone the other day was like, could bonuses this year be Willow's whole set?
I love that.
So even the staff is going bonkers. And I give them money every month to go on to Kickstarter and purchase one of our clients' Kickstarters and stuff like that. So I was like, we can make something happen, guys.
I will say, I want to tap into this with working with authors in the industry. I've done it before, and a lot of authors have been in anthologies and have worked with other people in all capacities. Has there ever been like a horror story? You don't have to give details or like or name any.
Yeah, you do.
But
We want the tea.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
I know.
You don't have to give names, but you can give details.
Yeah, like, we don't want to out anybody, but it can be so it can be so, what is the word, demotivating, and like because a lot of these people in the industry, they're your friends until you start doing business with them and you realize they don't have a business mindset, or they take things like, and it can be combative almost.
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you how we've positioned ourselves that helps against that. We have SOPs for everything. So standard operating procedures for everything, and everything's documented. So like my staff knows what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it. And I'm also a yoga teacher, which makes this like a weird thing to say, but I always bring in that like the supportive aspect to it, and like not understanding where somebody is in their space, and that being mindful of that. So like when we have a fiery thing happen, like when somebody's approved their artwork that they've done and all of a sudden it's our fault because they don't like something that happens. And we're like, we didn't even do the artwork, like, but we'll help you fix it. Like, what can we do? We always take a step back as a team and like think about like, okay, well, this is this is their baby. And part of that's because I'm an author. So I get it, right? Like this is their baby. It's their artwork. It's their project. Who knows what made them inspired to do it, write it, live it, whatever. So we do try to come from a very like supportive, we're here for you, but we've got boundaries. We are a business. So we set those up right away. And I think that that's very helpful when we do have issues, because we're going to have them. Like any business is going to have them, whether it's direct to consumer or you're working business to business, it's going to happen, but it's how you handle it. I think that makes the difference.
Oh, definitely. Because calling somebody a B in an email back and that doesn't work. That's
You can do it in your mind, people. Keep in your mind.
I know, right?
No.
Or type up the email and then hit delete.
Yeah.
And then write the business email.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
I also cathartic to just write how you feel down and then be like, now I don't have to send it.
I'm just too afraid my finger will slip and hit that send button.
Most people end up calming down or like starting to become a little bit more aware when you handle it a certain way. You never want to be like, it's your fault. But sometimes you're like, are you kidding? Like, this is definitely not, but it's an emotional thing. And that's what a lot of readers and authors, like readers for you, we're emotional humans. That's how we break your heart and put it back together. Right? That's like the only way we could do it. If we weren't emotional humans, we wouldn't be able to rip your soul out and then sew that back together. So it is a little different than the corporate world that I was so used to for 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I'm curious about that. Can you tell us like where you started and how you got into writing and everything you do?
Yeah. So I, out of college, started working for a promotional products company, literally like slapping logos on products made overseas for companies. Didn't even know that was an industry or that it existed. I just wanted a sales job where I could make a lot of money. And I started at the #1 company in the promotional products industry, the largest one. So we had clients like the NFL, we had Neutrogena, Victoria's Secret, Disney was a client. So from there, I continued to work in that industry for a good 15 years. And that was like how I learned to do all the things that I've done overseas. Like Disney's an interesting, you want to talk smack. They're an interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I used to.
If you want to.
It's funny because you come from the one end and I come from the acting end towards Disney, and they're both like.
I mean, I don't think either of them are great, but like,
no, it's the most evil company on earth. Like, you know, you might be the happiest place on earth. It's the most evil company on earth. Yeah,
it really is shocking. It's shocking that little mouse. But yes, Stacy's right. But it's cool. Like I got to do cool things that like when I visited Disney, I got to see that like I produced that or I helped a designer design that because I did design direction. So that's how I started in the marketing promotional industry. And then I went to a client. I went to a company that only did custom design work. And that's actually what really helped me inspire to make the influence. And we did that. We had some insane, the NFL was my client, that MLB was my client. Like we worked with every sporting company and I did every custom thing. Like when you guys go to those game days and you get like the hats or the bat or whatever, like I was making that shit. So it was so cool. Victoria's Secret's like, you know, when you spend over $100 and you got like a little umbrella, like that might have been something I made. So things like that were really neat. And then I got into writing because I was an English major. Well, I was one of my majors in college at, ready for this, ladies, the same college that Willow went to.
Yeah.
Oh, your connection again.
See, I know, right? It's a small world.
Yeah. Many years apart, though. This girl is way younger than me.
Same.
Yeah. I'm like, wah, wah, wah.
I know. I'm like, I forget. I'm like, right. I'm so much older than her.
In my head, we're all the same age.
Okay.
Literally, I always assume everybody is my age.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
That's you.
I know. Oh, my mind thinks so. My body started to say, fuck, no.
No,
No, you're not.
my feet just hurt from standing sometimes. I carry my own body weight as a problem.
Yes.
But anyway, so that was really it. Like when COVID happened, I had like been in between jobs at the time. I had just gotten hired for a new job and COVID happened. So they were laying people off. And I had some time to spare and I was like, I've always wanted to write ever since college. I think I'm going to try it out while I try to get an online job that will never happen. And that was it. Then I started writing, and when the world opened up again, a couple months after my first book was published, Colleen and Stacy and I ended up at the same event.
Yeah.
I freaking love it.
It's Jill. Remember Jill, Colleen?
Yes. I love Jill.
Love Jill. Oh, what a doll.
Which
Yeah.
Jill?
I know.
Jill was my PA when I first started in the industry, that I met through Colleen and somebody else. And we started working together. And like one day we were on the phone and I was like, God, where do you live? And she was like, Merrick. And I'm like, wait a minute, I live on the next town over. Do you want to come over?
Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So then she was my PA for a couple of years. And then when we, went our separate ways, we're still friends. So she's lovely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
One of the questions I always ask, and I feel like you kind of like we kind of dove in a little bit with the one answer. Possibly, maybe both. I don't know, because you talked about low lows and high highs. That's my question. And so we've had one author once not want to answer the low lows, which is totally fine. So, and you kind of have like a duology here. So it could be like your high as an author, and low if you want to go there, and high as this like empire that you're building with influence. And potentially, I feel like you've probably answered like a low. I would assume dealing with other people is always going to be the low.
That's always my low.
This is why I mean my don't like animals. I'm like, give me animals, people.
I mean, I like people. I'm a New Yorker, so like even the bitchy ones are kind of cool. I'm like, you know what, good for her. That was a rude as hell email, but good for her for sending that to me. Like, I'm pretty good at that. Low lows, high highs. Well, like low lows is not like a low, but like something that is like super raw and vulnerable is like, my clients are way bigger than me as an author. And every time I'm on a client call, I'm always like, I want to be you. So it's not like it's a low. It's just, it gives me a lot of inspiration. And I'm always like, okay, that's, I want to be Willow and Stacy when I grow up, right? Like those are like the things that like, I wouldn't say are a low, but like, then when I turn at the influence, I'm like, oh, I'm crushing it.
Yeah. Then we're like, we want to be like you.
Literally.
I want to be like, have multiple hats and jobs. I'm like, I do one thing, and man, when that goes out, I'm so screwed.
That'll never go out. I read all your books, Stacy.
I know, but when AI starts overcompensating me, I'm going to be like, damn it, even they're better.
No. But even after our first call, I was with Sophie and I was like, I want to be just like Dana, with how organized and put together and scheduled. Like it was gorgeous. Sophie was in love with all of your databases, whatever it's called. We use Google Excel. It's not at all the same thing.
Our project management system.
Yes. Obsessed. I freaking love it.
And even just talking to Dana makes you happy. You can't help but be happy just talking to her.
You have that energy.
Yeah. I was so excited that we were talking to her today. I've been waiting all day.
Cheerleader, but I still suck at cheerleading. I was a song leader. We danced. We didn't cheer.
I was a bass in cheerleading. And I got my arm ripped out of my socket and tore a ligament. Yeah.
What cheer team?
The person who, just in high school, the person who like holds the wrist of the bass.
The bass,
the bass.
Didn't let go and pulled my arm to catch the girl's feet.
Don't tell me cheerleading, like in song leading, is not a sport.
It is.
The amount of like, fitness you have to be in, the level of like athleticism, whatever it is called, it's a serious sport. We used to also we'd also go to competitions. So I mean, we were like full on, like, I did dance to music. I didn't cheer, but like it was a serious sport. Like I get mad when people are like, oh, cheerleading, it's not a sport. I'm like, oh,
it absolutely is.
Yeah, let's fight Mars, man.
Yeah, I mean, men do it now. This is how old I am. Men didn't do it when I was younger. There
was actually two men, and it was funny because they were both straight, and they're like, and would talk to all their guy friends. They're like, "You guys are the morons. We stick our hands up girls' skirts every day, and you're telling us we're the gay." Like, you guys are the stupid ones.
Yeah,
they're like, "Damn."
I feel like they found their calling in that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because your hands on their butt the entire
Like
time.
you're feeling up girls every day. I do not understand why men don't like jump on this. Like think that like, they're gonna go and play football and tackle each other instead of having your hand up a girl's skirt all day.
And
Maybe
potentially get
that's their
injured.
preference. Maybe it's their
Yeah.
preference to tackle other men. Who knows? No.
I mean, fair enough. I should have been football then.
Male
Yes.
male
We went off
romance.
on a tangent there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right? Yeah.
I hear a new trope.
Right? Yes. That would be such a good one. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Cute
That's
little
actually a
romance.
really good setup. My story, like it's literally evolving as we're sitting here. Like a guy who is a football player makes a bet with one of his other friends
And then
because
becomes a guy cheerleader.
he goes to the cheerleader, right? Falls in love, but it's with the friend's ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Ooh, I
I
think
know,
we're all
right?
gonna have to community do this though.
Right? I'm into it. I'm into it. Yeah. And we can call it the four-way since there's four of us now.
There you go.
So your husband wanted you to get into the more spicy, right? Here we
Yeah,
are.
there you go.
Yeah.
Is there a sweet version I can put in?
Sorry, Dad, you can't read this one.
Oh yeah. No, he doesn't understand. He thinks they're just different covers. So that was how, yeah. Yeah. He was like, oh, they're just new because I've got like 8 covers for every book I have, right? So
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, they're just covers. They're not new books or anything. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thankful my dad or my brother never read. And my mom did. She read my first one, though it was more YA. That's when Twilight was out. So we were doing more
Yeah.
YA. And I slowly shifted her over. And she now is like fully on board. Like
Yep.
she reads all of my sex scenes. Like, she'll like come back with critiques. So
This doesn't work, Stacy.
Personal experience says this isn't okay.
yeah.
Wait, what was your first book? What was the first book?
Darkness of Light was my first ever
It was.
book I wrote. I never put any book under my bed to hide. Like I never wrote a book before and like was like, oh, that was my first one I kept away. Darkness is the first book I wrote and put out. Yeah.
Wait, which one was yours, Willow?
Dirty Dom, which is actually getting the Valettes. Yeah, it's actually getting a new cover soon. But I was so insecure about my first book for the longest time because you know how you get better as you go.
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
I still like when people go, oh, where should I start in my series? I'm like, well, you can start at Shadows because again, Darkness of Light, I love it. I love the story. And a lot of people are big fans of that one, but it is a different writing style of mine. It was 10, 11, 12 years ago now. Like,
Right.
so I have changed. So I still get a little like, oh, well, that was back when it was more YA, like it really defensive and I shouldn't be, but
Right, you shouldn't be. I've overcome it. I think I used to read a lot of the negative reviews, and one of my favorite one-star reviews is for Dirty Dom. And it just talks about everything, my lack of dialogue between the main characters, how quickly everything progressed, the lack of descriptions. Like she went deep into it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. The rushed ending, literally, yeah, that makes sense. And then she put at the end, I'm really intrigued by his brother though, so I'm going to keep reading. And she gave that one like a better review. And in the end, she's like, I'm going to move on to the next one. And like, so I'm like following her. And I was like, so I might not have been the best writer, but I was a good storyteller.
Yes.
I got her in. So yeah, I've embraced it. I did try to re-edit it a few years ago and I ended up just reading rather than editing. And I was like, you know what? This is what it is. It's meant to be this way. And so many readers say positive things about it. And so many readers recommend it that I've just kind of embraced the fact that there's something there. They call it, what's the psychological term? There's a professor who talks about this, where it's your ID. Your first book has your ID in it. So it's a lot of what makes you a writer and the things that resonate even as your craft gets better. The part that makes you a writer is there in like its highlighted form. So I just embrace it. I'm like, you know what? It's completely different from what I write now in terms of I now have descriptions and dialogue and I'm better with my pacing of timeline and such. But I still love it. Now I love it. So everybody should go read Stacey's first book. That's the conclusion.
it's actually free. Well, it won't be free when this comes out, but it's free right this moment.
Yeah.
I think
It's on KU though.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of brilliant how you said that. Like, I might not have like all of the craft down, but I'm a storyteller, right? Like, and you're hooking people in because not to bring up any very famous books out there, but like some of them are not written very well, but they've become movies or like big fandom has been involved with them because they had something in it that was like so hook like, or that, you know, especially with the vampire one, I'm not mentioning names, the vampire one, like, you know, that became a big obsession, but it wasn't
Mhm.
like it was the most well written
Mm.
that, you know, we've ever seen. So I think
Oh,
there's something to be
100%.
said about that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And not every book is for every reader, but those
exactly.
feelings, if you can give those feelings to other people, and that's what I think writing does. And it's almost like a transfer of energy. So I'm
Yeah.
like, the more people, the better, because it might be exactly what they need at this certain time. So I shook off my insecurity, and they're actually all getting brand new covers shortly. They
And they're
Shocker
gorgeous.
with Willow. New
I don't know.
covers.
Oh, these are
Well, I
gorgeous.
think it's time to update. It is. It
I
used
fair
to
enough.
all be men on covers, and now I've got it's more of that bar mafia type vibe with like a whiskey tumbler and chandelier
Yeah.
on one and bed sheets
Yeah.
on another. So it's fun. But yes, I know it's shocking. I have another cover.
I like, what are your, so Stacey, what are your thoughts on covers? Because like, I'm like, I love that. I love like breathing life back into it. I think readers too are like, yeah, now I need to buy that one. So like, it also helps my SKUs on my Shopify page.
Yes.
So
Oh,
do
I mean,
you,
I love them. Do I transfer as much as hers? No. I mean, because Darkness has had like 4 read.
oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I did my 10 years. So that changed them. It's just like every time I talk to her, it's like a new special edition or a new, or this one's going like, I'm like, oh boy.
But last season on the podcast, almost every single episode, I feel like I told you to make a special edition.
I have special editions. Girl, we can't always afford them all the time. Sorry. Like,
Well, a Kickstarter is a great way, and I'm just saying you happen to have somebody currently on the podcast.
yes. Oh, I'm working with her right now.
oh yeah.
Yay!
We're not
Am I
doing a
wrong
kick.
on this?
We don't have a Kickstarter yet. I think
No,
we
it's
should
not
do
a Kickstarter, but it's
Yeah.
yeah.
So what is
So,
happening? What is this magic occurring before my eyes?
He's doing a special edition for
my
4 special
Winterland.
editions
Oh, that's
My-
for a
fantastic.
series. Yeah.
See that and
As
then
soon
do
as
it
I found
again.
out that was Dana, I was like, we're doing special editions with Dana.
when I said that, I was like, it went quiet. I'm like, am I wrong? I take that back.
You were right, but that would have been hilarious if you were not.
Yeah.
Like, and it's awkward right now.
Awkward.
Awkward.
You're like, oh, that's not me. And be like, okay.
I love
So
that.
Yeah, but eventually I'm gonna coerce Stacy to get on the Kickstarter platform because she would crush it.
You should. And one of the really good things that I personally like about Kickstarter is that a lot of their own audience exists there, and you can only tap into that by doing a Kickstarter.
yeah.
Like there's one thing about your audience getting your books and your special editions, right? There's going to be a portion that like additional copies of a book, a portion that like a special edition that they put on their shelves. But there's a whole nother audience that hasn't met you yet that will find you via your special edition or whatever other type of book that you want to put out there, whether it's audio or a translation or a discrete version, whatever. I think Kickstarter owns and has that exclusivity of that audience. The only way to reach them is to be on that platform. So I appreciate audiences, especially those who like pretty books like I do and allow me to be able to make every version that I freaking want. Because I've never done a leather bound. It's a vegan leather. I can't wait. I'm so freaking excited. And I've literally never had one.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, this is
Um,
fantastic.
yeah, it is nice. Kickstarter, I love the community vibe of it too, but I love the um consumer mindset on it. So like you know, Amazon has created this world where like, oh, same day delivery or 2-day delivery. Where like they are so excited, and anyone who's listening who's a reader that you're on Kickstarter, I'm sure you would agree, so excited to be part of your process and to be part of all the things that you're doing on that campaign that they're like, we know it's going to take time to get these in our hands. Like nobody's going to be like angry that it's not out yet or can't get it. Like they're very understanding, and it's a really nice way to connect more with like readers and fans. I like
They
that part
understand
about it.
special editions take time,
They do.
which
Yeah.
is nice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we say goodbye, because it's been lovely, what are you working on right now?
I know
Oh,
that
me?
flew
Oh,
by.
You.
oh wait,
Yes, what
I'm
are
like
you
that
working on?
really flew by.
Yes.
Well, I kind of brought it up, but I'll bring it up again because I am really excited about it. So I am taking I have 10 books that I've written. I'm taking from like my best-selling series that's completed to my other series and rewriting them all with spicy editions. So that's taking me, I thought I'd get them all done in 1 year, and own a couple of companies.
Yeah, right. And do all of this. Yeah, no.
Definitely didn't hit that deadline. Glad I told nobody but this podcast.
Yeah.
So I got for my 4 books in my romantasy series, they're complete, they're done. They're going to be on Kickstarter in September launched. So the spicy versions of that will be done. It's called the Olympian War series. So it's, Greek mythology and pirates and sex. So,
I love it.
yeah.
So
It's soul, right? Yeah. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to my second best-selling. I mentioned Sideliners, The Offensive Line, which is my football romance. That's YA. The other one's NA. And I'm rewriting those. I just finished Sideliners. So I'm getting through like series to series. I'm going through and I'm ending with, and it's funny you ladies brought up your first book because I too am ashamed of my first book. So I'm going back to my first book series, which is a sci-fi romance. I don't even like sci-fi, so I don't know what happens. And I'm going to rewrite that spicy too. So I'm excited about that because that'll be my way to be able to rewrite the first book and maybe have a little bit more confidence with that and then add some
You
stuff.
might surprise yourself. It might be like when I went back to Dirty Dom and I was like, let me make this better. And then I just found myself reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if you do that, you don't need to change it. Just because we are so critical and we have those insecurities doesn't mean the book isn't exactly the way it's supposed to be.
yeah, when I went back to do the darkness spicy scenes, because I ended up adding more spice into the first, actually into the whole series, I rewrote it. I didn't end up writing, I ended up actually editing more of my work instead of like I realized like I'm very comfortable with having, I guess my acting of like needing the reader to know like, oh, she sighed here or something. And I'm like, you know what? We don't need that so much. And so instead of like actually rewriting, it was more of just editing a little my stuff out. That I'm like, let them, pick up what I'm, like let them do the journey themselves. So I actually ended up like Willow reading and instead of and filling in the scenes, rewriting the sex scenes, but like not actually rewriting where I thought I was going to. Like I thought I'm like, oh, we're gonna rewrite all of this. It's so awful. And then I'm like, actually, it's not. I just needed to edit a little bit.
Well, I'll keep you guys posted. And there'll
Yes.
definitely be sex in it, so I'll add that in. But I'll let you know if I end up editing it. I'm like, I haven't read it in 5 years, so that'll be fun in itself.
Yeah.
I know. I look forward to that. And for everybody following, can you just let us know where they can follow you?
Sure. Dana Claire Books is everything. So it's danaclairebooks.com. It's at Dana Claire Books. On TikTok, which I'm never on. I don't know why I even told you about that, but there is an account. And then Instagram, which I'm very active on. I love my Instagram. So come find me there.
And for the authors, if they would like to work with you with Influence, where can they find you there?
Influence.com, at the Influence Agency for our Instagram. We're very active on Instagram there as well. And then also Ink Games Publishing. We just launched our first game, which is part of our puzzle collection, Mariana Zapata. So that's now live on our site. You can buy it. And by the end of the year, we'll have maybe 6 products on there. And then we'll be doing Willow's tarot cards. So come join the tarot cards.
Yes. Thank you so much. For anybody who has questions, comments, and all that good stuff, leave it below. Make sure you subscribe and follow, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.